Hello, and welcome to Germantown Municipal Television's special coverage of Election 2024. My name is Jack Bacher, and I'm a student at Houston High School. I'm excited to bring you interviews of Germantown Alderman candidates. Joining me now is Germantown Alderman Position 3 incumbent Sherrie Hicks, who has served on the Germantown Board of Aldermen since 2020. Ms. Hicks has lived in Germantown 30 years. She and her husband Steve raised 3 sons who attended Germantown schools. She graduated from UT Martin and enjoys a career in medical sales. She has led and served this community in a variety of ways. Ms. Hicks is passionate about public service and helping others. Thank you so much, Ms. Hicks, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Would you please share why, over the past term, what are you most proud of accomplishing as Alderman, and what specific goals do you hope to achieve in the next 4 years?
Well, before I get started on your question, I do want to thank GMSD and thank you for having me here today. These interviews are very helpful to the community and even more helpful in contested races, but very helpful to have this opportunity to be here and share the message.
Thank you.
And I also want to celebrate GMSD's big weekend. Girls soccer taking state, fantastic for them. We're still celebrating football being our state champions and looking forward to another state championship later on this season. But kudos to GMSD, 15 National Merit Scholars. It's just amazing what GMSD does and is in our community. So congratulations and thank you. It's a privilege to be here.
Thank you.
But a little bit about me. Yes, you mentioned I have 3 boys and they are now 28, 26, and 22 years of age. We have a Houston High graduate, a Germantown High graduate, and through all those years when Steve and I have lived here and raised these children, we've enjoyed every of the amenities that this community offers. We've been at Cameron Brown on Saturday mornings. We've let them ride their bikes to piano player's house or piano teacher's house because we have that safe community. But we've just enjoyed so much this community has to offer. And through those years, I did take advantage of getting involved in both our neighborhoods. We've lived on as far west side and the far east side of Germantown as you can get, and I was president of both of those neighborhood associations. As the boys moved through schools, I got involved with schools. I was president of the middle school PTA. I served on the as treasurer here at the high school when I was here. Took advantage of being involved in some city commissions. So it's truly an opportunity for me. I have a unique perspective on this city, and being able to serve in this role as alderman was a very natural next step for me. I think you asked what I want to accomplish. Is that what you asked me about in the future?
Yes, ma'am. What are you most proud of accomplishing, and what do you hope to achieve in the next 4 years?
And prior to my election, there could have been more decorum, I'll say, on the board, and I think we've established that, myself and the other 2 aldermen who were elected in 2020. We don't make the news for that type of thing anymore, so I'm very proud of the decorum and the professionalism that we see on our board. And historically, probably the most significant thing that has happened in the last 4 years that I'm very, very proud to be a big supporter of is seeing our Germantown namesake schools return to the Germantown community. I don't know how aware the viewers are of that, but in 2014, when GMSD was formed, our 3 schools, Germantown Elementary, Germantown Middle School, and Germantown High School, were retained by Shelby County Schools. So they are not a part of the Germantown Municipal School District. But there is a path now that we've worked out, and thank you to the state legislature, to our mayor, for finding a way to make that happen. There is now a contract. It was a 9-year contract when it was put in place, and there's about 7 left. We will see those 3 namesake schools come back under the umbrella of Germantown. So very, very excited about that path being laid out. And infrastructure, I guess, would be another thing that I would say I'm very proud to see that we're investing in here in this community. We've had over $9 million that we're investing in our laterals to help reduce the chances of flooding. We've just added a new water tower, so our water system is now complete. Just adding redundancy and making sure that we're always able to provide those basic services to our community.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. The city's last budget cycle prioritized public safety, public schools, parks, and public infrastructure. How do you plan to continue supporting these areas, and are there any new initiatives you are considering to enhance these services?
Public safety has to be first. Every conversation, probably, or every answer starts with public safety. We invest 50% of our budget, and 50% of our employees are all related to public safety in this community. So that has to be where we start. But one of the things that's unique about Germantown is the balance that we have on those priorities and where we place our emphasis. So we support that through the budget. We just make sure that our funding is going to those things that matter the most to this community and accomplishing those goals. But one of the things that I'd like to see us do, and I particularly am fond of doing, is protecting our neighborhoods. You might have seen or heard that Monday night at our Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting, we put forward the first reading of an initiative to help protect neighborhoods from commercial uses. So we're looking at making sure that when people go to their homes that it's quiet and peaceful, and not seeing commercial entities coming and going from their neighborhoods.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. The Houston High School Master Plan is a significant project for our community. How do you propose securing funding for this initiative while maintaining fiscal responsibility?
That is a great question. It's very difficult to put funding and fiscal responsibility in the same sentence. So the $180 million ask for the Houston High Master Plan is a significant ask, and we want the outside of this building and the schools to reflect what's happening inside. And I mentioned a little of those at the beginning. So like the studio that we're in right now is truly amazing, and we want to make sure the outside reflects this quality of work that we're seeing inside, so it's in there. So it'll probably have to be done in phases, I would guess. That's going to be up to GMSD and how they want to make that ask. But I also want to see creative funding. And by that I mean there was the field house that was built was a private-public partnership with Houston High Arts and Athletic Association. The city participated in that too, and private citizens participated in that. So there's some opportunities, and the Germantown Education Foundation is also there. So there's some ways that if we can get creative, we can keep pressure off sales tax dollars, but we can also bring a great amount of funding to GMSD.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Based on your experience, what do you believe Germantown is excelling at, and where do you see opportunities for improvement?
Balancing, I refer to that balance again, and there's so many things under that, but public safety first, and public schools, public infrastructure, the balance that we fund within that is so important. We are a 90% residential community and 10% commercial. That balance helps to make sure that property taxes can remain low. As we maximize the uses within our commercial district, we raise sales tax, which takes pressure off property tax. And that's a very special thing that we want to make sure we continue to do. Another thing that we do very well is citizen engagement. With over 200 people involved in commissions, we have a Forward 2035 plan that helps us look out to the future to make sure that we are responding to our residents' needs ahead of the actual needs. So we're being proactive and not reactive in what we do here in the city. There's the citizen engagement has been something that's very special, and I think makes Germantown very unique.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. As someone who has been serving the community, what are the most pressing concerns you've heard from residents, and how do you plan to address them moving forward?
Public safety has to be it. So we do address those, and I applaud our GPD, but a lot of things fall under public safety. A lot of things that you may not even think about, some smaller things too that we continue to do. Street lights, for example. There's an initiative that I heard from some residents. They were concerned about street lights being out, and staff put together a plan, and we now monitor street lights in commercial districts, and it makes our commercial districts safer. It helps bring shoppers, sales tax revenues, so some initiatives like that. But also right here, I hear from people about things like the playground that's here. There were residents that wanted to see that playground continue. So we have just Monday night funded the moving of that playground over to city property. So we'll be able to continue to have that playground for our residents. But I do hear a number of things like that. Our staff is fabulous about helping to make sure our residents' needs are addressed too for those daily or one-off things that we receive.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. With your experience and continued service, what long-term vision do you have for Germantown, and how do you plan to engage with residents to achieve it?
Well, engagement exists, and I've mentioned quite a few of those already. So I think we are doing a fantastic job at engaging our residents. But we must continue to be the most premier suburb in this region. We have to enhance the value for our residents and continue to be that place everybody wants to live.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Well, Ms. Hicks, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Jack. I appreciate being here.
Yes, ma'am. That is all we have for this interview. I would like to thank my guest, Sherrie Hicks, who is running for Germantown Alderman Position 3. If you would like to watch more of our election coverage, please follow us on our YouTube channel, as well as Comcast Channel 1083 and AT&T UVerse Channel 99. We'll be back with more interviews from Germantown Aldermen and school board candidates. Thanks for watching.